Hey guys, welcome back to another StarCraft 2 commentary. This is Dan, and today we're going to be continuing actually our game between AcerBly and TSLPolt. Of course, this is game 2 of the Msi Pro Cup 12 tournament. So far nothing really much has been happening in terms of my channel itself. I'm just going to talk a little bit about other stuff before I get down to the actual gameplay. I have managed to get that Time Warp app done for the Android Play Store, so if you guys are into checking out what my app actually does, you can either visit my blog below or just search for it in the Play Store and see exactly what it does. Other than that, of course, I will be coming up with a couple of more Cities Excel tutorials, so that'll be pretty interesting to see, as it'll substantially, I believe, increase the total amount of players out there for this game and the enjoyability, as it really hasn't been explained at all in terms of strategy-wise and what to do, what not to do. Anyways, let's get back to the gameplay. So far nothing is really happening. We do have, of course, both the players joining up. AcerBly on the top left as the orange Zerg player, and on the bottom right we do have the red Terran player as TSLPolt. So it's a ZVT, of course, Zerg versus Terran. Polt typically joining up, getting that frontal wall off with those double supply depots and that barracks. It'll still be, time will tell if he's actually going to go for that supply depot and make that wall off. Of course, AcerBly going for that early hatchery. He's not even going to be bothering with the spawning pool, as he knows there isn't really much of a harass that comes by the Terran player, since most of the drones can't really take out those SCVs in the beginning, and finally that spawning pool comes after the hatchery, so he is going hatchery first. So pretty interesting to see. Of course, you do have that Overlord scout moving down that first. The Marine should pretty much be popping out soon. It's already halfway through, so it might even push back the Overlord. So time will tell if that's going to happen or not. Otherwise, we do have the morphing, so we should have those mules coming in for TSLPolt, and that's about it. You know, it's a pretty quiet game. Obviously, nothing really happens at the beginning. That second command center is coming up. Here comes that Marine moving down, like as if he knows that AcerBly is there. Does he's going to spot him? Yes, he does. And he's going to be taking out AcerBly, or pushing that Overlord to move further away. Of course, AcerBly is forced to go around. He's going to be forced to move down and then up again. So pretty interesting play in terms of a little harassed by TSLPolt, really not making it easy for AcerBly to be able to scout out exactly what he has in the works. So TSLPolt, you know, if he decided to go for that direct one-base push, you know, he could maybe even pull it off, as AcerBly can really scout out. So, but obviously he's not going to be doing that. As you can see, he is going for that second command center build. So typical build off by the Terran player here. And he is going to be finally sending, no he's not, he has two Marines he's going to be putting, of course, on the ramp to hopefully prevent anybody from coming in. We do have that wall off as expected. Secondary factory coming online, so he might be switching in directly to those medevacs, or moving in with a little bit of Hellion harass. You know, time will tell. Bunker placement usually behind the ramp is pretty famous, especially in this map, as it does provide cover and prevents those Zerglings to be being able to easily surround it. Of course, it also prevents or provides covered fire for the SCVs on the secondary bases. So it is a very nice position. You do, in a way, defend two places. You do defend the main base by covering the ramp a bit. Maybe not the whole ramp, but maybe just the side. But the majority of the ramp is covered by the bunker, and it also covers any incoming units from this side to the production line. So it's pretty nice. We do, of course, have that reactor, so we're going to have those double Marines coming out. And is he going directly for the starport? Yes, he is. So we're going to have probably a hot swap as well to produce those double medevacs. But no, he is going for that double starport, so he might not be actually going for those medevacs in play, or he is going to be going for those medevacs, but he might be producing other units in terms of harassing, maybe a couple of Banshees as well with those medevacs. So really interesting to see exactly what he's going to be doing. You know, Polt really opening up with a little bit of a different gameplay here, as the standard Terrans usually do. So it'll be nice to see what exactly he's up. And otherwise, AcerBly, of course, he's going pretty gas heavy, so we might probably see a couple of roaches in the beginning, maybe infestors. Really depends on how he decides to use and consume that gas. So far, nothing really going on in terms of AcerBly's play. We do have, of course, a lot of queens producing those tumors, really getting that creep spread as much as possible, and of course those queens throwing down those larvae to the actual hatcheries. So far so good. We do have, of course, two queens just designated to produce those tumors to get that creep sped as fast as possible. We do of course have an upgrade, the layer coming online as well, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what he's going to be going for. Is he going to be going for Zergling Infestor push or a Zergling Roach push? We do have the metabolic boost, so we should expect obviously Zerglings, and we do have finally that one upgrade. And yes, as predicted, we do have those Banshees coming online. Here they are now. The Marines are moving forward, and those Banshees are being produced. Where are those Banshees being produced? We do have a single Banshee here and a single Banshees. So Tech Lab, of course, for both the actual starports. So no medevacs currently into play, but you can always move them up and reproduce something else. So we do have those double Banshees into play. This will be a pretty interesting surprise for AcerBly, as AcerBly is still not obviously atoned or not even ready in terms of dealing with the actual air assault. Now he's actually started producing those spore crawlers, so he does predict that something might be coming in terms of air, and here it is. And we do have those Banshees. Of course, the Queens retreating and Zerglings are going to be retreating, as they really can't cope with this with these two Banshees. He really needs that one weapons upgrade coming online for AcerBly, and now he's going to be moving back with those 4 Queens. Of course, TSLPolt is going to be retreating, Polt is going to be retreating, AcerBly is going to be pushing forward with those 4 Queens, as he knows he has an upper hand here, and here they come. He might even be able to drop one of these Banshees though, but Polt is going to be trying to flank him, maybe moving in from another sector itself. And of course we do have a lot of upgrades coming in now. We have completely the 1-1 upgrades for AcerBly, and did he retreat with those Banshees? No, he is moving forward with those Banshees again. A couple of drones are going to drop, a couple of Zerglings. Here come the Queens. Queens are going to, of course, push those Banshees back by Polt. You know, Bly is not really very happy with this push by Polt. Very sneaky. We do have, of course, more reinforcements. We do have 2 more Banshees coming as well. A lot of Queens being pulled off the line to deal with this. Of course, the Spore Call just out of range, so can't really reach there. Here come the Queens, so forces the retreat of these 4 Banshees, and those Queens are going to be running around the map, of course. AcerBly a little bit caught off guard, and now he should be able to drop it, of course. 1 Banshee drops by TSLPolt, and Bly is pushing forward pretty aggressively with these Queens. Another Queen being brought down the line to take care of these Banshees. I do believe 1 more Banshee should drop, and he is down to 2 Banshees, and this is it for TSLPolt. Really, his initial Banshee harass didn't prove very effective. He should have at least did that cloak research, especially since he sees that he is already having those Spore Callers alive, so he could have got that cloak research in, as another Banshee is most probably going to drop, and is going to be picked off by the Queen, of course. And that's it for the Banshee harass. And of course he is now moving in for the Spire, so we should see some Mutalisks for AcerBly coming online as well. And hopefully he's going to be switching in to one of those mid-game units as well. So really interesting to see what he's going to pick, if he's going to go with that. Of course, the secondary hatch is just going to be producing those larvae as required. And yes, we do have Zerg Flyer attack level 1, and we do have the pathogen glands as well. No bailing so far, and armory for TSLPolt, so he's going to be producing those 2-2 upgrades, and we do have that 1 upgrade as well, and the stim research coming online, so we should see hopefully those medevacs. And where are those medevacs? Here is the production of those medevacs. So he did finally wall off that first base, and he's removing the structural debris, and he is going to be moving down for that 3rd orbital. Of course, that sorry guys, that Overlord is throwing down that creep, so it is going to make it very uncomfortable for TSLPolt to be placing down the command center. He can't do it. He's going to be wasting a lot of time. He should immediately move up, and here comes the push finally. A small little push by AcerBly. AcerBly is going to be moving down with those Zerglings. Of course, the wall off pretty much is going to be holding that firm and sturdy, so he's going to be moving down with the Zerglings. He should move down to the 3rd position. He is persistent on keeping this 3rd position. Of course, it is a ramp down from his base, so it's substantially easier to defend at this 3rd position. As you can see, he already put down the refinery and a couple of more wall offs, and we do have Siege Tech coming online as well for Polt. And Bly, of course, coming with those 3 infestors as well. Very nice play by Bly, as he knows that Polt, as he knows that Bly is mainly marine heavy, or he presumes that he's marine heavy. And so far, when he did move up against the Swall, he did see those marines, so it's going to be very effective against those marines. Little miss micro by Polt, a little bit of sleep. He did get a couple of pot shots off at those supply depots, and here comes the push with those of course infestors. Infestors throw down the fungal. Those marines are going to drop pretty quickly, and that's the end of those marines, as they really can't put up with those fungals. And finally that 1 tack is going to be probably sieging up anytime soon, and more fungals are going to be dropped. Those marines are going to drop. The remaining Zerglings should pretty much mop up the rest of TSPolt's remaining Terran forces, and that's about it really. Infested Terrans being thrown down by those infestors, and that should pretty up kill the actual production line, and even maybe that orbital command as well. And of course the Zerglings moving into the secondary base and trying to stream down the primary base. Nobody placed in that bunker itself, so really that bunker was not being used at all. Of course, a couple of Zerglings messing up the production line. Overall, TSPolt's game is pretty much coming down to an end. A couple more infested Terrans being thrown down. Of course, the infestors do borrow. Very nice tactic by by AcerBly, and that's it so much. He can't really do anything. Of course, the Zerglings are going to pretty much take out the remnants of the Terran player. He might even be able to sustain this, but of course some more reinforcements are coming in, more Zerglings, and the economy for TSPolt has pretty much come to a standstill. That scan coming down to be able to pick off any borrowed Zerglings, but that scan turned out empty, so resources again lost, and more harass coming down. All those supply depots are going to be dropped by AcerBly. AcerBly really jumping between the third and second base of TSPolt. Those 3 medevacs are going to be coming down, but of course those infestors are pretty much going to wipe out those infestors, especially look at the amount of energy they have, and here comes the fungal, and that's it for these Terrans. And of course one of those medevacs of course did get it as well. So very, very heavy play. Look at the Crete moving down very aggressively, and of course that Overlord is preventing that 4th base expansion, but TSPolt's not even going to be thinking about that 4th base expansion. He's trying to get back in any way possible. We do have of course the weapons and armor level 334 AcerBly coming online, so he's going to be mopping up those creeps, but that's not really going to do much. Of course, here comes that retaliation. We do have, of course, corruptors into play that should pretty much take out those medevacs, and really he has nothing much. He did, of course, throw those medevacs in, or load them up into the medevacs, but they're going to drop. Of course, the corruptors are going to take care of them. Fungals are preventing those medevacs from retreating, and that's it. And Polt calls it a good game, and this is a very nice game by TSPolt. Very nice micro and macro, very well in terms of keeping up pace with TSPolt, and as you can see, he did switch directly into the corruptors. As you noticed, he is moving up more to the medevacs, and he did manage to take out those medevacs, and he did build those infestors to really mop up those marines. And TSPolt really didn't switch into the marauders to take care of those or be able to absorb those fungal growths by the infestors. But as always, this is game 2, and see you guys in game 3. Happy gaming, and see you later. Bye.